it's a full moon in Scorpio, which for me is typically the most intense full moon of the year. And this year we've got even more crazy energies going on around it. So it's really intense, but it's an amazing opportunity for you to move into a deeper level of transformation. Scorpio embodies energies such as transformation, depth, darkness, death, mystery, sexuality. So a lot of themes that can be challenging to face or can really bring things out of our shadow that maybe we don't like. But also, as with anything in astrology, it gives us the opportunity to move more deeply into our true selves and to heal and to unravel. And so a lot of people are really feeling that deep things are coming to the surface that maybe they've never wanted to face, never been able to face, and all of a sudden, here they are. And so some of the themes that may be coming up for you could be things around the parts of you that you've repressed, so your shadow aspects, so maybe your jealousy, your anger, but it kind of goes deeper than that, you know. We often say, okay, yeah, there's parts of me that I don't really like, but it goes a lot deeper than that. A lot of us are feeling deep triggers and traumas that probably come from our childhood. And these things that are coming up that we're triggered, that could be through our relationships in many cases, it could be through work. But these triggers coming up are actually amazing because they're giving us an opportunity once and for all to heal some patterns and some ways of being that just doesn't serve us anymore. So the energy of death isn't always literal death. The energy of death is closing cycles. The energy of death is letting go of parts of us that just doesn't serve us anymore. So are we repeating cycles? Are we repeating patterns? Are we repeating behaviours, relationships that just, we've had enough, you know, we're done, but maybe we don't really know what to do with it. So we're being given this opportunity to kind of zoom out and see some of these triggers and look at it differently and say, well, what can I do with this? How can I really go deep into that healing and choose a completely different way? And if we don't, we're just going to keep repeating the cycles. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of people are now really struggling not to see. Like, all of these things are coming up in front of them, and suddenly people are saying, you know what, I've got to do something different. Like, I've got to stop repeating this toxic cycle. We often talk about toxicity like toxic behaviours, toxic people, toxic relationships. But the truth is, we can only attract toxic things in our life if a part of us is toxic, but something that just doesn't work for us anymore. And so what are our own behaviours that we really need to start chipping away at and opening up and taking a look at? And this isn't for everyone. Some people are just not brave enough to go there. And that in itself can be triggering. Some of us are on this journey of deep healing and self-work and understanding ourselves, and other people are just not, and that's okay, you know. Everyone is where they are, but the energy right now is definitely cracking people open, and it's kind of cool to watch, you know. I personally love this shadow work, this deep diving, this let's really get in there and see what's going on, but a lot of people don't, and that's okay. And so what deep emotions are coming up for you? What behaviours, what patterns, what addictions, what traumas, what things that maybe you feel uncomfortable to look at, but here they are coming to the surface. The way that we know that there's something we need to look at is through our body. So you know that feeling when we just haven't spoken about something that we kind of should? We've maybe hidden something, or there's something happened, or there's something going on, and we're like, let's just not talk about that, you know, let's just leave it to the side and hopefully it'll go away. And you get that kind of sicky feeling in your tummy, you know the one, right? When you suddenly think, oh, this kind of doesn't feel good. And a lot of the time what we do is just brush it under the carpet and hope it'll go away. And the energies right now are inviting us to say, okay, well, what is that? Let's open that up and let's have a look at it, and let's have those conversations. More importantly, with ourselves, let's have those conversations with ourselves. Let's really go into those feelings in the body and examine those parts of us that have been repressed, that have been pushed aside, that have been ignored. Because remember, every single person around us is only ever reflecting something within us. Our light, our love, our power, our trauma, our pain. Things keep repeating. It's time to stop saying, these people, these men, these women, these bosses, these whatever. No, this is all you. All of it is you. All of it is a resonance with your pain, with your trauma, with your power. So this is the opportunity to feel some of these triggers and these wounds coming up and really actually shine it to the light and say, what do you need? What do you want? These parts of our wounded inner child. What do you need? What do you want? How can I love you? How can I see you? How can I heal you? And in some cases it might be it's time to let go of that behaviour, or it might be it's time to transform that behaviour, or it might be I just need to love that part of me more, you know, or I'm going to make a choice to do things differently with these patterns and cycles in my life. But it's not so easy to just change, to just flip a switch and say, okay, I'm going to completely change that pattern of a lifetime. It's not easy to do. And so what's happening right now is that these wounds and these traumas are coming up and being triggered, so that once and for all we can actually go in, you know. What a phrase I really like is the only way out is through. So imagine there's this big scary wall in front of us, and we know on the other side of that wall is all of the happiness and dreams and all of the love that we've ever wanted. But we're like, gosh, this wall is so big. And we keep trying to find a way around it or under it or avoiding it altogether, like, oh, I'll do that another time. But the only way out is through. Sooner or later, we've got to face that wall. We've got to look at it. We've got to scale it. We've got to get over it. There's no other way, because we can deny all we want. We can distract all we want. We can run away all we want. But these things are going to keep coming back in a different form. Like a different job, a different boss, a different partner, a different friend, showing you the same thing. Because that's what life does. It just keeps circling back around until you finally look at it and take the responsibility to say, this is mine. Like, I need to look at this. Let's heal it. Let's change it. Let's do something different. And more than ever, I'm really feeling that the energies are supporting that. Like, how can we take these opportunities, which it doesn't always feel like an opportunity when we're crying and it's so painful, but these triggers are opportunities for us to go, okay, this is a part of me that I've not wanted to see, to heal, to change, to take responsibility for. There's something within you still to heal. So maybe now is finally the moment. And so this Scorpio full moon allows us to shine a light on the absolute depths of our shadow. And if that scares you, why? What are you so afraid of? Why are you afraid of your own self? You know, are you afraid of your darkness, or are you afraid of your power? Because this is what Scorpio is about. It's going to the absolute emotional depths, all the way down. Like if you think of the ocean at its deepest point where it's just pitch black, all the way down to the bottom, and really going, okay, what are the fears? What are the emotions? What's the mystery? What's the power? Because when we start to explore our fears and our shadow, that's really where our power lies. And that's why in the shamanic world, for example, part of the training is to really face all of the fear of death, the fear of everything. Because once you're not afraid, you're eternally powerful. So everything that you're looking for, all of this power that you're really looking for, all of the control that you're really looking for, lies there in your fears, in your depths, in all of the stuff that you've maybe not wanted to look at. And so this is the invitation for you to work with this energy, to say, what do I finally need to transform, to transmute, to release, in order to be the person that I really want to be, in order to change my patterns, my relationships, my behaviours to be healthy. What do I need to once and for all let go of, you know? And the key to that is through these triggers, is through these wounds, is through this pain, this anger, these provocations. That is the key to say, there's something here, all right. What do I want to do differently? What do I want to choose differently? And zooming out to look at the bigger picture, to look at ourselves at a deeper level, to be grateful for the triggers that are happening in our life right now, that are triggering back wounds from childhood, for us to finally release some of that pain and move forward. And so many of you will know that I help people with this work through healing, through soul readings, through coaching. So if any of you would like support on your journey of unpicking some of this stuff and unraveling and going deeper within yourself, then I'm really happy to be of service.